What's going on, everybody? Joe here today, and I am back here to review a house that really has not gotten much discussion. The house is Cafe des Parfums, and they are based out of Thailand. I found out about them because a good friend of mine and former reviewer Vitor posted that he received samples and stuff from them on his Instagram back in September. Yeah, Labor Day was in September. And so I reached out, told him, hey, I want to buy, and they're here. For the interest of full disclosure, they were out of the sample set at the time, and they were generous enough to just send me these. But coming from Thailand, it does take quite a while for shipping. These are all based off of desserts. So if you are a gourmand lover, you're really gonna love these. I'm going to cover these, but more so put emphasis on the ones that I really enjoyed the most. Starting this off, let's do Les Fleurs Robes. This wasn't necessarily my favorite. This is based off of the dessert Turkish Delight, which unfortunately I don't really know too much of, but when looking at it, it was supposed to be some sort of like starchy gelatin cube kind of thing. This was not my favorite. It came off kind of feminine with the notes of like jammy-ish, and then the rose and the citrus and the civet and the cardamom. It wasn't a bad fragrance. It just wasn't one that was going to work for me. The juice is a little bit darker, more on your darker side. So if you do end up getting a bottle of this, which by the way, it is $90 for a 50 ml bottle, I would advise you not to spray this on your clothes, or at least wear darker clothes, because this will stain your lighter clothes, potentially. Up next, we have Grim Fantasia. Again, another one that really wasn't bad, but just not really the vibe I'm looking to go with. It's kind of like this next level up. It was like, okay, that was a little too out there for me, the first one. This one is a little bit more my speed, but still, I'd like this much more on a woman. This is the take on Black Forest cake, which is almost like a chocolate cherry cake type of thing. So you're gonna get notes of cherries and oak moss chocolate, iris amber, vetiver. I mean, it's a really good scent, but again, one that I'd much rather prefer on a woman. Lasted a good amount of time. Projection was at least 4 feet for the first 3-4 hours. I got 8 hours performance out of this. And again, really solid scent. Just not one that I could really rock with for myself. Going into the top 4, the halfway point, I would have to say that Eden is probably my 4th favorite from the bunch. Just because at the end of the day, it didn't really last on me. It was a good scent. This is the take on fruit tarts. So you're gonna get a lot of citrus, whether it be, you know, lemon and orange, pineapple, it had like a few other fruity nuances going on. It was quite fruity for the short amount of time that it did last on me. But it just wasn't really there. You get vanilla, you get like a incensey type of vibe going with it. Not overpowering or anything like that, but it was there. It just did not last. This one only lasted 2 hours on me, 4 hours total, with 1.5 feet of projection. But that's what happens sometimes. Some fragrances just don't last on anyone. I would almost kind of say this is very similar to, or not very similar, but within the same lane of Chanel Allure Homme Edition Blanche, just so you could kind of have an idea. And ironically, they're both kind of known for being like some sort of dessert. Allure Homme Edition Blanche being lemon meringue pie, and this being different variations of fruit tarts. Coming in at the number 3 spot, I would have to say this was a pleasant surprise for me. It was Ashura. I probably didn't say that right, but that's how I'm gonna go with it. This one is probably one of the more surprising ones just because it had so much going on. I did not know what to expect. And it ended up being blended really well and performing pretty good, and really would be perfect for this time of the year. I mean, nutty, tobacco, semi-fruity at the top with pomegranate, fig. This is a really solid version of Noah's pudding. Kind of smoky. I mean, just overall, it had layers. And that's really what I wanted out of a fragrance. This delivered. Lasted 7 hours. 4 projecting. 4 feet away. People enjoyed it. I mean, this was a solid fragrance. This fragrance is the one that Imagine Scent had listed as like one of his best purchases of the year, I believe, in 2018. This is the take on a brownie. This is Black Addiction. But this isn't just any brownie here. No, this brownie does have some layers too, and that's the thing that I really like about this house, is that they try to go deep with their fragrances. They want to have layers. I got a hint of citrus in the beginning with a little bit of violet. Freshness through and through. I mean, this thing has birch, a little bit of cypress in there, cedarwood, of course chocolate vanilla. It's a brownie. This was a really, really good fragrance. It did remind me a little bit of Smell Bent's Hungry Hungry Hippies chocolate brownie. Really good fragrance. People loved it. Got me compliments. Perfect for the fall and winter. Number 2. And for the number 1, Rustic Dawn. I'm an apple lover, guys. From New York, the Big Apple. I love apples. This fragrance, if you don't know by now, apple pie in a bottle. Never mind the ombre, narguilé, Hugo Boss bottle. No. This is apple pie in a bottle. Apple, geranium, cinnamon, vanilla, amber, incense. It's all here. And it is really, really good. Lasts for a solid 9 hours. I was able to get 6 projecting, although it wasn't a beast projection. Really, none of these were ever truly beastie, but they always had a solid bubble of about 3.5 feet. And then towards that 6 to 7 hour mark, it kind of sat within a foot and a half. This thing is really good. Perfect for the cooler time. Just in general, great fragrance. I really enjoyed this. It didn't get me as many compliments as Black Addiction, but at the end of the day, this was still a really good scent, and people did enjoy it for those who said something about it. Paying it forward, right? Somebody reached out to me to review these fragrances after I reached out to them to review these fragrances. Y'all watch me on YouTube because I make videos for y'all on YouTube. So I am going to do a giveaway because I know that this house is really dope, and at the end of the day, I also know that y'all are really awesome, and that's what we gotta do as a community. That's why we're called the fragrance community, right? Pay it forward. So I am going to send not one, that one just fell, but I'll pick it up. Not 2, all 6 of these samples that Cafe de Parfum sent to me, I am now going to send to one of my lucky subscribers. So this way they have the chance to try them out as well and see just how awesome they really are. Contest ends in 2 weeks. And I will just make a random YouTube video drop, kind of like how I did for the holidays and when I kind of post my questions and polls. And it, unfortunately, you do have to be in the US because I don't feel like dealing with international shipping. But eventually, my international subscribers, I got you. Just be sub to my channel. Leave a comment down below saying which one of these you think you would enjoy. And you'll be entered for a chance to get all of these right here. Thank you all for watching. Shouts out to all of you all. My name's Joe. I'll see you all later.